Here's a quick clip from this week's EastonUniversity.com live coaching session with me. If you get any use out of the clip, please give the video a like and consider subscribing to this channel. Dr. Easton, is that something that you guys are seeing with your practice?
You know, I'm seeing this with my neighbor colleague here across the hall. The guy is killing it, and he has booked back-to-back patients, and I'm wondering what's happening there. I have to call my patients for follow-ups instead of them resourcing to me.
Yeah, have you spoken with the colleague across the hall about what they're doing?
Not yet, though.
You're just seeing that they're getting back-to-back patients, and you're struggling a little bit.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying.
Yeah, based on everything that I was telling you, do you think that they're maybe possibly employing some of these practices and have added hormone replacement to their list of services?
It's a possibility, you know, it's a trend.
Mm-hmm. Just at a... Yeah, go ahead.
Yeah, I think that they must be doing definitely something different than I am, and maybe they're just taking the train. Yeah,
so let's holding them off to the side for a second, Dr. Easton. Let's look back at your practice. I'm assuming it was increasing at a good clip, or at least a reasonable clip. Is it plateaued right now? Is it going down? Can you kind of give me just general where you're at in terms of new client bookings and how long this kind of either flat or decline has been going on for you?
Yeah, totally. We've had a plateau for the last 3 months, and right after the holidays. And starting February, we've seen a decline, and that sort of, you know, put our antennas up. Mm-hmm. Whoa, that's interesting. We haven't had that in about a year or so.
Yeah, is February traditionally a good month for you?
Totally, it is. Yeah.
Yeah, and so this February has not been what it has been historically.
Gotcha. Yeah. Exactly.
In terms of February, let's take February for example. Just ballpark. How much of a decline are you at, say, year over year from? If you averaged out the last 2-3 years, how much would you say the business is down?
I'll venture to say that, well, in terms of numbers of patients, we've had a decline of around 25 patients per week. That equals like about 5 patients per day. That translates to, you know, ballpark, say, $2,000 a day, approximately. So that equals $10,000 a week.
So I want to make sure I'm on the same page with you. There's a decline of $2,000 per day?
That's correct, yeah.
And how long is it? So we're at a decline roughly. You guys are, how many days a week are you guys open?
We're open Monday through Friday.
Okay.
5 days a week.
So $200K a month.
Correct.
How long has this been going on?
You know, for the second half of January, we started seeing that downfall or that downhill. Mm-hmm. And then February continues to have that trend. So yeah. That's what concerns me.
What did January look like for you?
We had 15 less patients compared to last year, and that's the number.
Okay, so we're trending in the wrong direction with February being much lower and January wasn't doing good, but we're headed this way.
Yeah, you hit the bullseye then.
Yeah. If you don't get your arms around this, what is March, April, May, and June going to look like?
I think that we may anticipate at least 15 less patients compared to last year for March.
Yeah.
April being a heavy month for the spring break.
Right.
The same way.
Right. We're at a $200K loss per month right now. How much worse can this get? How much more can you guys afford to lose beyond that $200K?
I am considering no more than 3 months in a row, because otherwise I wouldn't like to have cutbacks in my clinic, you know.
Yeah.
And I may be starting to do that, but it's not exactly the direction that I would like to go.
Sure. When you say, yeah, I mean, when you say cutbacks, Dr. Easton, Are you referring to having to reduce hours, having to reduce employees altogether, having to take less money yourself as a business owner on your disbursements, or all the above? What do you mean specifically when you say cutbacks?
Yeah, I would consider all of the above, actually.
Okay.
Putting more money into the business, letting go of some people.
Yeah.
And, I'm feeling the cortisol now.
Right.
So,
Right. Yeah, I'm glad we're talking. I'd have to know a little bit more to see if we can even help you, Dr. Easton, but based on everything that you're telling me, February is bad. It's historically a better month. You're down about 5 patients per day, 25 patients per week. We're at $2,000 in reduced incoming revenue per day, $200K per month. Although this is, and please, don't take this the wrong way. This is a serious problem, but I want to make sure that I'm not hearing anything that is not in line with other clinics that we've worked with and other clinics that we've helped. Of course, we're going to have to book an appointment to kind of see if we could even help you, but what you're saying in the numbers is pretty typical. I can't speak to what the office across the hall is doing. My guess is they might be doing something along these lines. My goal would be, if we can figure out what's going on, I want to recover this 200 grand for you, and then in some cases we're able to even take that up. Maybe I'd like to get you a plus 100 or at least plus 50K a month so that you can stay on the trajectory you were on before. Again, I'm not hearing anything that's out of line. Does it make sense for you and I to schedule a more formal meeting where I can kind of deep dive and look at this stuff and see if we can get you back on the right track?
Yeah, sure. Makes total sense.
When would be a good time for you to do that, Dr. Easton?
Say Friday at noon.
Friday at noon? Perfect. Do you want to do that over Zoom or do you want to do that in person?
Zoom will be okay.
Okay.
Traffic is heavy over here.
Okay. Is there anybody else in your office that you want to make sure is in this conversation with us this Friday at noon?
Yeah, I think the accountant will be an important person to have on lunch.
What's their name?
This is the accountant is Michelle.
Michelle? Okay. I'm going to send you an invite for Friday at noon. Do you want to forward that to Michelle? Do you want me to reach out to Michelle and let Michelle know what's going on? How do you want to handle that?
Yeah, if you could reach her out, that'll be perfect.
Yeah.
As soon as we hang up, I'll be able to just loop her in.
Will you give her, I'm back to back on appointments today. I am going to call her as soon as I finish my next one, which will be in about 35 minutes. Could you give Michelle a heads up that I'll be calling her so she knows to take the conversation seriously, and just let her know we're going to be talking at noon, and then I'll take it from there?
Yeah, you got it. I can help with that.
What's the best number for Michelle, Dr. Alejandro?
That's 555-333-2100.
2100?
That's correct.
Perfect. Let her know I'm going to be calling. Before this next appointment, I'm going to send you a Zoom invite that you can forward to Michelle. And then in 35 minutes, I'm going to call Michelle at 555-333-2100 and just give her a 30,000-foot flyby of kind of the current situation, what you and I talked about, and let her know that the three of us will be getting together on noon on Friday. Does that match what you need?
Sure, you got it on the house. That's exactly what I need.
Awesome. Did I miss anything? Is there anything else you need from me during this conversation right now?
No, I appreciate your call. Really put me thinking. Really hopeful.
100%. 100%. And again, I appreciate you letting me know what's going on. I'm not hearing anything that we can't fix. Again, I'll have to know a little bit more before I can give you kind of a formal, hey, I'm totally confident. But again, everything I've heard, Dr. Alejandro, is right in line with what we do. Let me give you my mobile. You'll have it on the email. It's 720-660-3202. Otherwise, you're going to get an email from me in the next 5 minutes with the Zoom meeting at 12. I'm going to call Michelle in 35 minutes. You're going to talk to Michelle right now to let her know I'll be calling.
You got it.
Perfect. I'll see you at noon. If anything comes up in the meantime, you know where to find me. Perfect. Do you see how if we just, what I did was I just paused and then look at all this great information that I got from you. So look at how different the meeting is going to be at noon on Friday. Because now I can, hey, Michelle, we spoke briefly. Hey, Dr. Alejandro, great to see you again. It's great to see everybody on Zoom here. I've got some notes. I've got some ideas before we get started. Dr. Alejandro, what's the most important thing that we need to cover during this 20-minute Zoom? And then you'll say
whatever, right?
Yeah, we're down 200 grand. Michelle, I know we had just gone over high level, your ideas of going in this meeting. What's the most important thing you need to cover? I don't care what the answer is, right? Then Michelle is going to say, well, I'm with Dr. Alejandro on this. We are losing money. I'm curious to see what you guys have. Perfect. All right. Before we get started, let me just review my understanding of the current situation. Patients are down. For February 23, we're down 5 patients per day. That's 25 per week. Rough math, Michelle, you know more than probably anybody on this call because you're dealing with the numbers. Dr. Alejandro estimated that to be about $200,000 per month. How we arrived at that email, at that number is it's $2,000 per day times 20 days, right? Boom, 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 boom. Shows, oh, I think you're off a little bit on that. Got it. Where are we off? I'd say it's 250. I'm finishing up the books for February. Okay, cool. Even if she goes, it's only 150. I don't care because that's their number. Cool. Based on everything you guys are telling me, let me ask you, what is in your product mix right now? Are you doing hormone replacement in your product? But now I'm off and running. But what I'm not doing in that meeting is I'm not doing a sales pitch at all. I'm saying because of the fact that you told me blank, I've got 3 questions. How are you doing this? Boom. How are you doing this? Boom. And what are you doing for this? Boom. Well, based on the fact that your answers were this, this, and this, I believe we can help you. Does it make sense for me to get a proposal over to where we can add these 3 services? I have a feeling you're going to see a pretty good uptick within just the first, it's going to take about 21 days for everything to start flowing, for the outreach to happen. But within that first month, you're going to start seeing a positive move in the right direction. My personal goal for this is I'd like this to be at the 45 to 60 day mark. We've recovered most of this 200K that we've lost, right? Does it make sense to move forward on that trial basis or however you sell your stuff? But what I don't want you to do, Alex, is I don't want you to be, okay, we've scheduled the call. I'm really excited you guys are here. Let me jump into what we do. Because that's at worst a sales pitch and at best information. Because we've slowed down, hey, I've got an idea I want to get your opinion on. Then we give some information. Hey, a lot of practices are ba 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 ba. Hey, the reason why I'm telling you this is practices like yours, once they plug in to this, this, and this, they start to see a re-influx while their competing practices are still on the decline. Dr. Alejandro, is that something you're... Yeah, guy across the street. He's killing it. I'm dying. Instead of going, great, I can help you with that. Why do you think he's killing it? And again, no wrong answers. You just want to get them to, well, I don't know. I think he's doing hormone replacement. I'm not sure. And why do you think look at how many options you have to take the conversation. Why do you think your number, are your numbers plateaued or are they declining? They were plateaued, now they're declining. When you say declining, give me a specific example. Yeah, February, right? Supposed to be Valentine's Day. I am not in love with my numbers, right? And these are the cool, fun conversations that you start to have. Great freaking role play. You guys, you need to practice. It's so easy. I've got an idea, I've got your opinion on. That's the easy part, okay? Here's the hard part. And I know Phil reached out to me. I'm not sure if Phil's on the call, but Phil reached out to me privately on one of the social medias. He's like, man, I really think the key to all of this is to be able to have an insight. I agree with Phil 100%. But we've got to take our insight. You guys are ready. You've been on multiple weeks of coaching with me, multiple months of coaching with me. We're going to keep adding to this. We're going to keep getting better, right? And a great way to do that flow is, Fitz. Well, they probably wouldn't call him Fitz. That's what I call John, right? But you know, John, the reason why I'm telling you this is Bump, 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 bump. The minute you say, it's like one of the classics from Eastern Europe. I'm not sure if it's for you, but, right? I'm not sure if it's for you, but to move into that insight, the reason why I'm telling you this is bump, 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 bump. Sounds so much better than we help practices like yours do. As soon as I hear the reason why I'm telling you this, I'm like, I'm about to get the inside scoop, right? So go from information, let them know the information. Hey, a lot of practices are down, okay? There's a few that are killing it. The reason why I'm telling you this is what we found is that those few, that 4%, that are actually their numbers are increasing, is because they've added something as simple as hormonal replacement to their product mix. Have you guys considered doing that? Have you done it in the past? We considered it. Got it. When you considered it, why didn't you move forward with it? Now you got a conversation going. Where are we at on time? We got 4 minutes. Who's got questions? I hope you enjoyed this clip, and I hope we see you over at eastonuniversity.com soon. In the meantime, while you're here, hit that subscribe button. I'm going to be dropping knowledge on you on a daily basis. Sales reps, managers, business owners, entrepreneurs, what I'm about to tell you, this is going to hurt, but trust me, it will be well worth it. I want you to think back to that excitement you had when you first got started. Maybe it was your first day. You thought about all of the lives that you were going to change with your amazing product, your business, your service, your solutions. And hey, let's be honest here, you were going to make a lot of money in the process of helping people, helping businesses change their lives. But it didn't work out exactly that way, did it? If you're anything like me, if you're anything like most people in sales, you found it was just a little bit more difficult to close those deals than you thought, or maybe you're struggling right now. Now, I warned you, this is the part that's going to hurt, but in order for this to work, you and I need to be honest with each other. I want you to think about all the reasons that you're not hitting your targets, all the reasons you're not making the sales that you had anticipated making. Is it the economy, your competition, your territory, your pricing? Maybe it's your manager, your product, your service, your solution. Here's the part that's going to hurt. There's a 94% chance it is none of those, and it's time you face reality. The reason why you have to work so hard just to close a single deal has nothing to do with the economy, nothing to do with your competition, your territory, your manager, your product, your price, your service. The reason why it's so hard for you is you simply haven't learned a better sales process. But wait, you've had sales training from your company. Yeah, I did too. You've read some sales books. I read just about every single one of them. Or maybe you're saying to yourself, well, I was always born a salesperson. Nobody is born knowing how to sell more than they're born knowing how to speak Cantonese or fly an F-22 fighter jet. And by the way, the right sales process is a lot easier to learn than a language or flying an airplane, but you still have to learn it. My name is Matt Easton. I'm the founder of Easton University, and if you'll let me coach you, I can show you how to sell more than you've ever imagined without being pushy, without being manipulative, without following some super complex system where you spend more time trying to figure out what stage your deal is in than actually closing deals. If you will let me coach you, you will never, ever, ever, ever find yourself blaming the economy, your products, your price, your manager, your territory, your competition again, because you're going to be in total control of the sales process and the outcomes. I've devoted my life to unlocking the perfect sales process, and I want to coach you the same way I've helped thousands of other people in the exact same position that you are right now sell a reported $3.47 billion, yeah, that's billion with a B, over the last 12 months. I've been where you're at right now. I know how to help you. I can show you in just a matter of minutes what will take you years of trial and error to learn on your own. Now, if you've made it this far, but you're saying to yourself, it can't be that simple, just trying a new sales process alone will not get me to where I want to go. I know exactly what you're feeling. I said those exact same things, and I was wrong. Having the right sales process changed absolutely everything for me. So I want you to do me and yourself this favor and spend just a minute or two over at eastonuniversity.com checking out what we've built. Now, if you spend a couple minutes and you decide that our coaching can't help you, it can't help you change everything about your career, everything about your life, no harm, no foul. You can continue to do things the way you're doing them right now. But just imagine, what if you head over to eastonuniversity.com right now and it connects with you? What if it is that simple? Suddenly everything starts to make sense and everything changes for you. Your career, your income, your goals, your company. You start heading in the direction you always thought you could. Isn't it worth taking a couple minutes and seeing if that might be the case? Easton University is more than a platform. It's more than live coaching with me. It's your future, and you and your future are worth it. Thank you so much for watching. I'm glad you and I have met each other, and I look forward to seeing you over at eastonuniversity.com right now.